Alright, everybody, welcome back. This is Josh, and this is David with my live stream. And yeah, let me just confirm if the stream is active or not. Okay. Um, I need to check if it's active. Let me check. Yeah, I think this I'm live. I think I'm live. Let me just confirm. Alright, everybody, welcome back. This is not confirmed. Welcome back. This is Josh, and you may not know me because I'm starting right now. Okay, and just for first, as I said, I just want to introduce myself. I'm from Pakistan, and I'm not going to disclose my full name for right now. Okay, and I don't know much about English, and actually don't speak English. English is something like fourth language in my list. The languages I know. Okay, so I've been trying to manage American accent for a while in my last few videos, but I thought I should just go on whatever I had. Okay, so I can improve. It's almost 2 a.m. right now in the night, and I have work to do as well tomorrow, but I managed to do every single thing. Okay. Now, I've been looking at ICT Silver Bullet and thinking about it for a while, and I thought I should just go with ICT Silver Bullet and listen often used to keep at. Let's see what we need in the ICT Silver Bullet. The first thing we need here is a market structure shift, which we say MSS. MSS is equal to market structure. I think his spellings are good. STRUCT. Market structure shifts. Okay, and then the second thing we need is liquidity sweep. Okay, I don't know, man. I'm not good at English. Okay, and what we need here more MSS, liquidity sweep, and ICT silver bullet. But now this third point is should I know? I'm gonna just okay, and the next thing which I use in the silver bullet is standard deviation. SD, I call them standard deviation as these. Okay. You can call them SD as well. Okay, these are the three things we need in the standard deviation. I'm gonna backtest standard deviation tonight. I was planning to sleep, but I said that I think I should just try. So okay, so we need three things here. First thing is most important, which is another thing which we need here, fair value gap. And with this place, no, the ASPL, right, I'm good, I think. Okay, the best thing I every single day is at a smart daily high day start, which is basically 12 a.m., which is algorithmic. Okay, the algorithmic daily opening is at 12 a.m. Right, which is if you just see a minute, 15 minutes before it says see here. Okay, it says and 15 minutes it's on Friday. Okay, so this basically this line represents new day opening, and originally new day openings are from 6 p.m. If you see the new day actual openings are from 6 p.m. and I'll show you there is a volume imbalance here as well. I hope I can show you where the fuck it went. Yeah, if you see the thing is there is some vol volume imbalance in here. Okay, I think my internet is active. Yes, active. So let's talk about basically silver bullet. I've been thinking about ICT silver bullet for now almost maybe 4 hours straight for sitting on in my room looking at a wall. That what basically this thing is, and the reason why I'm choosing ICT silver bullet is because that guy made this thing for his youngest son, his child, his son. So I think this thing is gonna be good. One thing I've also learned recently that the move from 9:30 to 10 a.m. is something like fake move. Like this is a fake move, and then this was a real move which I captured after. Okay, my today's analysis were very right. I've been getting good at trade reading. Now I'm gonna just discuss about the ICT silver bullet. Okay, what you need if you want to just understand ICT silver bullet. Okay, the first thing first that we need every single day is accumulation. If you don't know what is accumulation, which is basically PO3, the AMD model, or you can say AMD or accumulation, manipulation, distribution, or you can say PO3, power of 3. Okay, I'm gonna just call it whatever I want because I don't know. I haven't directly learned from ICT content because I don't understand English very much, and he speaks in native American English. Okay, and without teaching a lot, I tried watching some of his videos. So what I do basically is, let's suppose I find out a video from ICT's official YouTube channel, then let's suppose I heard about ICT Silver Bullet, I just Google it and watch it into anyone's video like in Hindi. Okay, I'm not from India, but you can call Urdu and Hindi most particularly similar. Okay, so I watched it in Hindi, Urdu, whichever is available. And once I watched it, and then again come back and watch ICT's official video, and that helps me understand him. Otherwise, I would never be able to understand the way he talks because English isn't my, primary language, and I don't live in the people who speak English. Otherwise, I would have improved. Okay, I've been improving for a while. If you just listen to me a year ago, I was shooting. Okay, I was just doing ooh, okay, and now I'm very good at it. So yeah, let's just discuss about today. Now the first thing was we need here is accumulation, which we just see here is gonna be something around this. From this to this level, you can march. Basically, you can mark it from here to here. What the fuck? You can mark it from here to here as well if you want to. Let me just show this thing. You can mark it from here to here, but basically this is the resistance here, and this basically is the support. At the downside, I'm just gonna let me do one more thing, and let me just open another chart. Okay, I'm gonna just open YouTube, and let me just create another new layout. Okay, new, maybe I should name it new, and create. Oh, get lost, man. I hate this thing. Okay, now let's mark out the day high. First of all, today opening here as algorithmic price. This is a 2 day opening. What we need here is this thing. We need basically the support here, and this is the resistance. Okay, if we just take a look here. Now what happens every single day, if we just go here, we can also mark here the from the 2 a.m. of the day, we can just mark it from this to this point, but the point is we need accumulation from the last day 6 a.m. If we just confirm it, I'll confirm it for you from 6 p.m. Okay, not from this point. From 6 p.m. to I had to be 2 a.m. before the 2 a.m. I mark it maximum to the 2 a.m. Okay. I already told I don't know much, but I'm trying my best to understand these concepts. Now we can extend it back to understand that this was a support here, okay? And let me just mark it here from this point to this point. This was liquidity basically. And the tailors saying that this is the liquidity. What happens here? Next thing, as per the note, we need leave this one thing. Leave these two first points. The first thing we need here application free and liquidity sweep, and first of all we need AMD model, then liquidity sweep on one side, on one side we can say, okay, and then I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna write as it is show. Okay, the first thing we need is AMD, then liquidity sweep from one side, then we need market structure shift. We'll go for this later on. Okay, this is the liquidity. We can see here the support, and then here basically the resistance. Okay, resistance. Okay, we do have resistance at this point here as well. We can mark it as well if you want. This is the maximum resistance that we're gonna find out on the chart. I'm gonna just color it black so you can see. Personally, don't understand this green color. So we have this liquidity at here at this point, something like this. Okay. And what happened here is market create liquidity every single thing. This is gonna happen most of the time every single day, and but the silver bullet is not gonna work every single day. Okay, there are certain days where there we cannot trade. Okay, if you ask me, there are less than 6 to 7 days a month, maximum 8 days a month where you can trade, and higher probability is 4 to 5 days where you can trade in the whole month. Okay, now we have got here the support, and this is a resistance which market built from 6 p.m. If you just understand, it was from the 6 p.m. See, this was a candle which built the liquidity, and then liquidity sweep happened. Okay, this is what happened. Markets, basically took this side of liquidity and then just went up and built this, resistance. Now, one thing I want to make sure here that a lot of people will trade here because the Asian session, but just for understanding, we are going to just extend this liquidity, basically this AMD model to this point because they are gonna say that this liquidity was strong, market just retraced back from this point to this point. Now there are going to be two perspectives from the retailers because we hunt retailers liquidity. They're gonna say that the resistance was strong, so market went up, then market just went down. Okay, we're understanding from the concept that there is 9 a.m. in the market at the moment. Okay, there is 9 a.m. and we are understanding that what retailers are thinking right now. So what they are thinking is the liquidity was there and markets, just took this side of liquidity and went up. And they thought basically this is a important support level. If you just go on the 5 minute chart, you're gonna find out the liquidity level here. And what the retailers do, because I used to do the same, they mark it like this. Okay, they say that this is a liquidity pool. Okay, basically they say this is strong liquidity. There is a pool of liquid, basically the support. You know what they do. Okay, if you don't know what they do, then you should understand the you should trust me. Okay, instead of just learning the support and resistance. So they think it this way and they're gonna say that this support, there is strong support here which made the market to move on the upside. Okay, and then what happened here from the 2 a.m. after the 2 a.m. Just take a look what happened after the 2 a.m. Okay, after the 2 a.m. market went down, and I'm not lying with you, I just started my PC right now. I'm gonna show you right now. Let me just show you. I started my PC. I haven't back tested this data. Okay, where is the timing? I'm gonna show you, man. I don't want that somebody saying shit about me. I don't give a fuck what you think about me. Where is it? The fuck, man. What the fuck? Where can I see it? I'm gonna do it, man. I don't give a fuck if somebody's watching me or not. I don't expect somebody to watch me. I told this in my videos as well. I don't actually care about if somebody is watching me or not. Okay, let me just open the live chat. Nothing is here. See, told you already. Okay, what happening here is let me just move this to here, man. Why shouldn't I just move this to this point? Yeah. Where is it? I hope the stream is good because my internet connection is very slow. I don't know where it shows that when what is the total uptime for the PC, but I started the PC like few minutes ago to just do this live stream. Okay. So what happened here? Market done the liquidity sweep here, but they thought this basically is a support, strong support. Because I used to think the same when I was, using retailers concepts. So market went up and then created here the resistance level, and then they thought that what happened is gonna happen here is that market is going to go through that this level here. Again, it's gonna basically pump here from this point, and these motherfuckers they were thinking that market is gonna pump from this level, or sorry, dump from this level, which actually happened. Okay, if you understand the concepts of support and resistance, you can also trade and become profitable doing it. Okay, but as an ICT trader, I don't even know that. Even I don't know if ICT know this. Okay, but I personally cannot predict the move from 12 a.m. to basically to before the 8 a.m. I can't predict these types of moves. Okay, because I trade based on. I'll show you how I trade. Okay, I don't actually trade. I'm been trying tape trading right now for the since few days. Okay, so okay, So this was the liquid support for them, and this was the resistance for them. Market hunted this support before going up, but they thought that this is a strong support. Okay, then market took this side of liquidity, which was this, and they were stopped out from the they were liquidity. They were stopped out, whatever you want to say, and then market will hear something we say a order block. Okay, I'm not sure what confirm about the order blocks, but mostly what happens if market shows strong retracements after the order blocks, you can expect a good move. And second thing, this was also a balanced price range. No, it was not a balanced price range. I'm really sorry. So here we're gonna use the SMT divergence. Again, I'm telling you that I don't use it. Okay, in this type of time zone. If you just take a look, what happens here? These are the SMT divergence. Okay, the SMT. Basically, these are the standard deviations. You can mark it from this to this point. I'll show you the settings that I have. These are the settings: 0, 1, -1, -2, -2.5, -4, and -3. This is my custom level. If you want to mark it, you can. If you don't, okay. So you just have to draw it from the lowest low, okay, of the candle and to the highest high of where it basically started from this candle, okay. And if you just take a look from 1 a.m., this first point, if market closed strongly, it shows displacement from 1 to 2. You can expect good move in this section. Okay, always remember this one thing, that standard deviations from 2 to 2.5 level is something that can cause market to change its structure or move change its direction. Okay, so if you just take a look here, this is basically the 50% of it which market didn't, basically it respected it here. If you just take a look in the high time frame, basically in the ahead of this path. So what happened here is market performed here something we say respected this 2 to 2.5 with the equilibrium of this basically 2 to 2.5, and also respected this one level. Market also respect this level as well. Okay, and I'm gonna just drag it here so we can just see if this is good. Okay, yeah, this will be good, man. I'm not sure. Let me just. Bro, what the hell? I hate myself for doing this, man. I need fix it. I'm just understanding and I still need this. Alright, this is good. Or we can do one more thing here. Let me just do this, it's gonna be better. I'll feel better if I do this. Extend to the right. Okay, and I'm gonna just do this. Let me just enable the magnet here as well. This is not a. Let me just move it from here so we can get the good information. Market respected this particular level here at this point, and then market reversed, and from again this showed the displacement, and there was a fair value gap. Okay, now mostly market reverses from these levels. Okay, these type of levels. Let me just color it the one I use. And the fuck, man. Okay. From such point, market mostly reverses. Okay, but market tap in into this point. I'm going to remove the 50% of it. Okay, market tap in into this point, and then counter showed us that market is strongly bullish, and from there we can expect a move from this maximum level of the tree, and then at the three market again showed us the we can say retracement back in. Like this is an important level because there was also liquidity sweep at this point. And one more thing, make sure there should be liquidity. Okay, if you just take a look there, the true has liquidity. If the liquidity was something around this, I would keep my basically TP, or my I'll move my stop loss to something like this at this point. Okay, I don't give a fuck about if this is 2 level or 3 level. I need my profit. Okay, and then there was another point at 2.5. Just take a look. There was these you know um what was it here? There was again a resistance here, and then from this point it was again resistance here. Basically the liquidity here, which is aligning with the level 3, and market just retraced here back, again retraced here, and then close about the 50% of 3 2.5 to 3 equilibrium. Okay, and again it just closed above it and then retraced back till this point and then pump back. Now one thing to make sure, if you want to go with day trading, you can trade from this period. Okay, from to this period. Okay, if you just take a look, the period here is something around 4 a.m. You can trade from, you can just take a, you can actually take a trade from this to this point, But the whole narrative for this is something I would say. Um, what can I say here? You don't even know how much my mind is rested right now. To just, I'm feeling like I'm teaching right now. Okay, so what market does here? You can move your TP stop loss to this point, and when market reached at this level and showed the multiple retracement candle, you can just move the stop to this point and then again to this point. Okay, and if market retraces from these points, your stop loss would be here, and you can just take your profit from this point. If you just take a look here, and this is gonna be something like, if you just trade from this confirmation, after this confirmation, okay, I highly recommend you should take a trade after the confirmation candle, which is basically the displacement. Okay, within a fair value gap and standard deviation. Oh, we are not talking about ICT silver bullet. Silver bullet is this. Okay, if you would have taken a trade, this would be something around 80 handles. Okay, and then let's suppose market hit the maximum of it. Okay, I'm telling you this, make sure to have fucking liquidity. One thing I want to tell, I know nobody's watching me. The point is, I know one thing, I'm teaching myself. Okay, and then after some time, like a year or two, if you're watching this, you will realize that you should do the same. And I would say, if you have good understanding of ICT concepts that I've been teaching, you should just do it. What I'm doing, like live stream it. You will learn a lot of things, because I don't know, if I wouldn't have been doing this live streaming, I would never knew what I'm doing. Okay, so this was basically the three level, and this was the four level. If you just take a look, market went to this four level, our TP was done here, then market reversed again at this point. But again, as I've said, the 2.5 level of this is actually very important, unless market breaks it with the strong retracement. Okay, but our TP was done. Mostly you should take your TP out from this point maximum. Okay, unless if you see there is some liquidity here. If you just take a look, the strong liquidity here was these two swing highs. Okay, and you should have closed your trade maximum till this level. Okay, but I would highly recommend, I would highly recommend, if the four level is below this, these standard deviations or the swing lows, you should close the trade below. One thing I wanna tell you guys, that I always close my trade before the equilibrium. Let's suppose there is equilibrium or there is consequent encroachment, I close my trade before these two levels, or there is major liquidity. Unless if I have high probability that my trade is gonna hit that specific level 110%. Otherwise, I close my trade. Okay, before that, I literally close my trading view after that. Okay, and yeah, then okay, we were done for the day. Now the point is, we have done this thing. Now we are talking about the, basically, what we are talking about, the ICT silver bullet. Okay, ICT silver bullet requires bullshit. We don't give a fuck about what happened before this. What we give a fuck is what happens after, basically the 9:30 to 10 a.m. Okay, we have to wait for the 10 a.m. Okay, now what happened here? Already market did this. Market created AMD model, which is the first point. Okay, market took one side liquidity, which already happened, and took the other side liquidity, which again already happened. And then what happened here? You will not understand one thing. We don't care about what happened before 10 a.m. Okay, till this level, something around where we see again the liquidity. If you just take a look here, we have again got accumulation at this point. Okay, from something around, I would say, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. You will again see the spot. If you just take a look, I am not doing this with the knowledge. I'm just saying this randomly, bro. Okay, and then if you just take a look from 6 to 9, before 9 a.m. Okay, before 9 a.m. Up to mark this. Okay, this was the 9 a.m. candle. If you just take a look, this was again something we say that this was diagonal support, and this was again support here. If you just go on the 1 minute chart and just reset the view, I think we should call it back here. Bro, be on the average chart, man. Be on the all interval, all. I'm gonna go on the 1 minute chart to show you on how this is gonna be available. Like, if you just take a look, what is this? This is fucking, what we say, the trend line. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. This was the support that we say. I think we say this trend line. I think this includes trend line. Also, this also includes trend line. Okay, but something we call here also. I just called it 1 minute ago. What the fuck? I just forgot. Man, my short term memory is bad. What is this called? Liquidity? No. What is this called? Channel? No. Man, I hate myself for doing this, bro. What is this called? What the fuck? What is this called, man? Sport. Diagonal sport. Okay. Okay. This is called diagonal, support. And there was this diagonal support here as well that was pushing market down. Basically, this was the diagonal support for support. Okay. This is basically the diagonal support, and then market required one side liquidity. Okay. If you are not blind, okay, you can just take a look. This was support. This was again support. You don't need diagonal support. Okay, this was support. This was support. This was support. This was support. This was basically the support. This was the support. Okay, this was again the one side liquidity sweep of this support. Okay, and then when market pumped up, they took one side proper liquidity. The whole liquidity was lying something around this point. Okay, if you are not blind, you can clearly see the good liquidity was at this point, and there was this liquidity at here at this point as well. Okay, you can see that market, went for this liquidity. Look at this, man. What the fuck are you looking here? Look at here. Yeah, this was liquidity sweep, and then when market pumped up from this point, I'm gonna go on 15 minutes chart to just show you. Silver bullet, man. I'm your mentor. No, I'm not. I'm learning myself. What the fuck? This color is shit. Okay. So what happened here? Okay. Took this side liquidity, and then what we need for just to wait for 10 a.m. to drop some retracement. I told one thing. Market structure shift happened here. Okay. This was the liquidity sweep. This was AMD medal. Okay. This was AMD. Okay. This was A. This was M. Accumulation, manipulation, and this was again distribution starting from this point. Then liquidity sweep from one side. What happened here? One side liquidity sweep, market structure shift. This was the market structure shift. Okay, closing at here. Take a look at here from 10 a.m. This was the market structure shift. You can go on the 5-minute chart for the confirmation. I'll show you here. We are going to find out something which say market structure shift, and there was this order block here as well. Okay, in order to get, there was this basically the order block here as well, market retrace, and then just retrace back from the 50% of it, and then this 10-minute candle was the confirmation for us. And furthermore, if you go on the 15-minute chart back again, this was a fair value gap which we were looking at. Okay, and then this was the 10 a.m candle which closed below the 50 per minute of basically the 50% of this fair value gap. The consequent acknowledgement closed strongly. This is what I say. And then this was the 10:15 candle. I will wait for the 10:15 candle. If you have got the confirmation, you can wait for the 10:15 candle. You can directly open your sell side trade after 10 a.m. But if you do not have a good confirmation, you can wait for 10:15. Okay, then 10:15 to 10:30 for the confirmation, because this happens from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Okay, I'll show you. It happened till the 10, 11:30, but I'll show you what happened at the 11 a.m. Okay, because I captured this thing. Okay. Okay, what we need here was, then we need FVG with displacement, which I told you already. Displace FVG displacement, we can say this BPR as well. Okay, and this was the order block, and this was again the order block here. There was this order block again as well. Okay, but leave this thing, leave this one thing. Okay, and then we need ICT silver bullet, which was basically to just short from here. Okay, and then standard deviations. Okay, this is the last thing. This candle right here confirmed the ICT silver bullet, and we were supposed to take our stop loss maximum to this point, and our the first TP should be at this point. Okay, originally at this point. Okay, and then another TP from this point, another TP from this point. You can take partial out from this point and then move your stop loss. When market displays this point, you can just move your stop loss to this point. I'll show you, or you can just move the stop loss from this to this point. Okay, see, market respect this 50% of the consequent encroachment of this level, and then you can just move the stop loss to this level of all the 50% of this thing here. Okay, and then when market just give another liquidity, and this should be your last um TP. But I told you that we do have resistance back here that market can target. Okay, so this was the resistance here. If you go on the 4-hour chart, you're gonna find out as something, I would say, I don't remember, this was marked on my chart already. I think this was something at 4 hour. Okay, this was basically the order block. Yeah, this was the order block actually. See, it stopped before it and then reversed and then came back again into it. Okay, but there was another level, I don't remember. Maybe it's 1 hour. Yeah, no, there was something else. I knew that, I remember that market entered at one side, the liquidity of that point as well. The core liquidity was this point, which I told you already. Okay, if you go on the 15-minute chart, this was the core liquidity. I'm gonna just remove this fair value gap I added because it's looking bad. This was the core liquidity. This was the core liquidity. Let me just check how much we made from this trade. If you would have shorted after this candle, and your short would be something around this, and you can move it to something like this. This was 272 candles, basically handles. Okay, and most of the time with the silver bullet, you can generate something around 100 to 100, mostly above 100 handles. Okay, now let's see the risk to reward. Let me short it from here. I think this is the shorted one. Confirm it. We are going to put the stop loss in the 50% of it, because 50% of it is very important, and TP to this point. Okay, you can take the partial out from this point. The risk to reward is 1:3. You can also move this to this point. Okay, to just increase your risk to reward. Okay, and this was the whole trade. Now let's see on how you can use standard deviations to get your point more better, and everything will be much better with the standard deviations. This was the standard deviation. You have to mark it from this point to the lower of this point. Okay, no, I want it wrong. I think I marked it right. I'm not good with standard deviation. I'm not gonna lie with you. So you're gonna say, "What the fuck, dude? Bro, what the fuck?" And I don't know. I'm not a fucking robot. I started learning ICT 3 months ago. No, let me just go on the other chart. So the standard deviation. I think on this order block I played here, the 15-minute order block. I marked it from this point. Oh, I remember this. This was in MSS. Okay, this was the MSS. This was the MSS. If you go on the 15-minute chart, this was the MSS. Okay, we can mark it. And from here to this point, this was the MSS. From the high of MSS to the low of MSS. So we can expect this one level. This was the first impression of this first level. You can mark this only one candle, which we say the Judah swing. Okay, the one which delivers shit. Okay, we can just take a look at here. Okay, this was this order block as well, and as well the standard deviation can be placed here. Okay, you can place it here as well if you want to. Okay, but for me, I placed it here at some point. Okay, I don't know why I placed it here. I was supposed to place it here, but I think I placed it here because of the MSS happened here. Okay, this was the first point. Market hit at this first point. We were done with the TP, and then if you take a look at the three, market stopped here, reversed back, and then again came back into this point. If you just take a look, market respected this level and then reversed back, and then the liquidity was trapped. Okay, so one more thing I would like to confirm here, there was not only the reasons I used standard deviation and market reversed from these points, it also includes the order blocks. Those were here. This order block, okay, I'll show you. Higher time frame had a lot of other stuff. Okay, and then I'll show you this fair value gap as well. I remember what happened here. No, I'm doing it wrong. I don't know the reason why, because my official this, I think they said this, why we had basically the I think that those were the quadrants of the favor again. Let me just confirm it for you. No, man, I'm wrong. Okay, I don't remember the reason why the market stopped it here. Okay, and then market went down and took the side of liquidity, and you were supposed to close your trade. I would say you should have closed your trade at the 4 level maximum. Okay, if you wanna go with this level here, then you can close your trade before liquidity. Make sure I told you one thing in my analysis. This was the market shift candle. You can mark it or you can mark it as well. Okay, told you already a 2 level market displaces. Market can reverse from this level. Okay, we need a strong displacement from here in order to reverse from this level. The 50% of this is stopping it, and we need a strong displacement from this point. Okay. Understanding myself. I don't care if somebody's watching. Yeah, that is all. You can mark this as well if you want to. Originally, I was supposed to mark this, but I marked this because of some reason. Next time, I'm gonna just journal every single step I'm gonna take, because I was supposed to knew that why I marked this level. I think I marked it because of market structure shift. Okay, to mark this level, but the whole narrative is done. Okay, and I think we have the high time frame here. Yeah, uh, this was another shit I tried last night. Alright. Okay, this was the whole market structure shift. Now I think we are done here. It's been more than 50 minutes I've been doing streaming here. So this was the ICT silver bullet. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just remove every single thing from here so I can just go back and back test it here. We need a big move first of all, and then we need EM session. This was a big move. No, this was a dumb. The name. Yeah, this is the name. Can it? Oh, you might be laughing on me while I'm looking for. Can you get the fuck out of me? I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna make more than $1,000 or $2,000 if I have a million followers on YouTube. I don't care about YouTube. I'm doing this to learn. Okay? If I actually care about me, so I'm not supposed to talk to you like this. Okay, told already we are supposed to mark the Monday before 12 a.m. Right. The fuck, man, I hate this. Even though I bought the new mouse, I forgot to just open up the option here. Now, leave it the fuck here. This was accumulation. But now we come here and then this was accumulation history. One thing I forgot to tell you in the last chapter, I'll show you here. Okay. If you don't know, there was something else here that we say bullish pull flag. Sorry, the full pull flag. This was the support. I think this was the area. I don't remember actually. I think this was the level, and this was bear flag. Okay, market was going down. Consolidation, and they were expecting another go down here. Market reversed, and they were also fucked up. And again, market pumped from here. They thought that market is gonna pump again, and then market dumped here again, and again is gonna happen. Basically, this is again the sell side in consolidation, and they are going to expect that market is again gonna dump, and I hope the market is going to reverse from this point. Okay, let's see what happens according to the analysis on the Monday. Don't trade on Monday, okay? Because ICT don't trade, and I'm with ICT. ICT is not true. Okay, this is the one side liquidity sweep. Already, I'm gonna just keep it before 8:30. 8 actually, said before. And we can add the last liquidity here if you want, but we can see clear accumulation at this point. Okay. This was basically the support was not good here, but the resistance was here. You might be thinking why not including this, because the resistance was good here, support was not, and market took this support of this already. Okay. Now we have here the accumulation. Market took one side liquidity. You can move it here. I told you this is not a fixed Red market is gonna have displacement from this to this point. Sorry, the accumulation from this hour to this hour. I'm not sure about that if there are some hours. Okay, but you can move it to this point. Market took this side of liquidity, also took the upper side liquidity for this side. Okay, and then after that, if you just take a look, this was the 930 candle. Okay, then took the other side and then reversed. This is the thing that I learned here, that the 930 candle move is mostly fake and market can fake out it and then market can reverse. And after that you knew that market was going upper side, market took this side of liquidity and again this side of liquidity, and then what we need was a MSS. If you just understand this whole narrative here, market, if you go on the 1 minute chart, oh bro, what the fuck am I supposed to find? This is here. See how clean that spot is. See, this was not a good spot. This was a very good resistance here that market took on the upper side. Again, this was a good resistance here which market took. Now you might be thinking there was diagonal support, but it was not diagonal support. Okay, if you just see here, this was not a good spot. Market already took this liquidity. You might be thinking that yo, it would be here, man. It's already broken here. I told you already resistance was good at this point, which market took already. Support here, took one side liquidity, reversed. Okay, from the market structure shift, we can see that this was going up a side. This was the market structure shift. Okay, and then we pumped up. I'm gonna go on the 15-minute chart for more clarification. Take the market structure shift. You can mark it from this to this point. I'm just gonna do the same. Okay, and from this to this point, you can mark it, change to ST. And extend it to the right. Take a look at this beautiful price action. You can hold it as long as you want, but the real, silver bullet does not allow you to trade more than 11 a.m. Okay, see, this is what it happened. We needed like one accumulation. Let me open the notepad. Then manipulation, which happened here. Manipulation, which happened here. Then one side again, market structure shift. Okay, and then again we needed a fair value gap with displacement, MSS market structure shift, then fair value gap and displacement. I'm gonna mark the fair value gap here. This to this point. See, market respected this level. You can open up your trade from this point till 11 a.m. You can go beyond 11 a.m. This was 11 a.m. candle with 114 handle. But if you want to take handles again after 9, then you can go maximum till 11:30 as per my knowledge. Okay, what the heck is this? You would have opened your trade from this narrative point, from this spot here to maximum 11:40, 11:30. See, from here market reversed, but it never showed the displacement back into the 50% of it. I've already told you that we need strong displacement after it. Okay, these were the lunch hour and market was pretty badly fucked up. But then if you see that market reversed from this point and we can go beyond at 4, level 4. Okay, we can discuss about this hitting of level 4 which will happen. Okay, it didn't fuck off, man. Shit. Told you already, market can reverse from this point. Okay, this is not sure that market is gonna go with this level or this 3 level. Okay, see, if you take a look here, market didn't provide us any type of closing P under this point or this point, otherwise would have taken the trade out. I told you we should take the trade out of from this point maximum from the 100 handle from before the 11:30, but I think there was no liquidity as well there. There you go, there was this liquidity here. Again, market was respecting this side of liquidity, so the retailers can basically wait here, so market can then they were just waiting that market is gonna reverse from this point, but market did what market did. Basically, market took this side of liquidity, into this level, reversed from this level, and again, validated this level, invalidated this fair value gap, then went up again, and then retested this fair value gap again. If you just go here, that before retesting it reversed from the upper quadrant. I think the failure gap is something around this. Uh, yeah, I think there is also volume imbalance on the upper side. Okay, I think I'm not sure about this. Okay, now the quadrants instead if you want. See, it reversed from the first, which shows us the indication that market is still in the premium, and then market tapped in to reverse to the this point. And 50% of it was already done. You can hold your trade to this level if you want to, but the narrative is we are not supposed to go more than what ICT told us. Okay, if we go directly doing it in the intraday, it reverse at this point. You can take it from this. I'm gonna just go with the Monday 9 p.m. or 6 p.m. This was the 6 p.m. You were at here, respecting this level with 442 handles with the silver bullet going it more than you are supposed to. But the point is, you are not supposed to go more than this. I think this is the whole silver bullet. I will backtest this for the next few days as well because I need to understand how this is gonna work because I am supposed to backtest it at the backside. There were several days within this data. If you just take a look, there is silver bullet here. If you just take a look at this point, okay, there was this liquidity point here, market took massive liquidity, then went up. And if you just take a look after 9:45, market then reversed from this point. This for the current day, which we discussed. We can just go back and talk about this much more. I will do this myself, but yeah, this is the whole narrative of the video and stream. If you're watching this, thank you so much for watching. Basically, this, and if you're watching this, become a successful trader, and you should try to do this live thing, and you will also become a professional trader. This was my first stream of my life, and I will take a look in how this stream went up. Make sure to like and subscribe and whatever you want to do. I told you this YouTube channel is something to me. I personally want to do content creation, and content creation is something I want to do. Actually, I'm not lying. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I think ICT Silver Bullet is gonna work for me as well. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna end the stream. Have a very good day. Thank you so much for watching.